Happy anniversary! Woo! What's up, everybody? Welcome to HotMakes right here on the Edge of Tech, where we aim to educate and entertain the maker community. My name's Nerdy J. This is the Pooch. How you doing, Pooch?
I'm fantastic. What's up, everybody? Jim, I can't believe we've been doing this for a year now. Actually, over a year technically, but HotMakes is officially 1 year old today.
Oh, I know.
Where are the party hats?
I know. Woo! Yeah, it's I think there was only a couple weeks we officially missed, and that was, Christmas and New Year's or something. But
yeah,
but I tell you, it's been a heck of a year. I know we did a couple episodes before the official HotMakes transformation, but it's officially a year. It's been awesome. It went by so fast.
It really did. It really did, and we've learned a lot, and we've come a long way, and it's been just really awesome. I mean, I hope we have a little time to reminisce about it because, going week in, week out, filtering through everything that's sent our way, kind of thinking about how we want to do things. Like, I know it looks like we don't know what we're doing. We're off the cuff, but believe it or not, we spent some time preparing, right?
Yeah, we do. I mean, once in a while, we're like, heck, we're going to take everything we have and throw it out and do something new today. But most of the time, we're good. Andrew Rogers, happy anniversary. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andrew.
We appreciate
Very
that.
kind.
But yeah, I mean, a couple quick cleanup things. And then we'll jump into reminiscing for a little while.
Okay.
Number one.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring the episode. Let's see. They've been going for like a couple months, so we go at least till the end of April with a $50 Amazon gift card every week to a winner. So thank you so much for that. Also, being an anniversary, we got to give something. I think we should give a printer away. What do you think?
Why not? What should we do? What printer? What printer are we going to give away? Is it a surprise printer?
No, well, kind of. I think I announced it earlier today, but that's okay. We have a Creality Ender 3 V2, brand new in a box, shipped straight to you, that we're going to give away today. So that's pretty awesome. That's courtesy of Lux & Watts. If you don't know who Lux & Watts is, it's a reseller of Creality. There's a bunch of different ones, but I work with them a ton. Matter of fact, if you remember my Ender 5 Pro video, the first person to have an Ender 5 Pro, they actually sent it to me, and I really appreciate that. But thank you so much over there at Lux & Watts for sponsoring the 3D printer giveaway today. So stick around because that's coming towards the end.
That's huge. Who needs tell us in the chat if you need a new printer. Who doesn't need I don't even have a V2. I've got the Pro. I've got the Ender Pros.
Yeah.
But I hear good things about that V2. Clean looking printer.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's one of my favorites. I have it currently right here because I was filming on something, but actually I just unboxed an Ender 3 Max as well, and that's basically a giant V2, which is awesome. My wife needs a V2.
What? Oh, like his and hers V2s.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Tom Urbane, thank you so much.
Thanks, Tom.
Happy anniversary. Keep it going. Well, I appreciate that. So before we get too far, also we have some announcements. Should we do some announcements?
It's time for
Let's do
announcements.
some announcements. Announcements.
Woo!
Okay, listen up, everybody. Turn up your volumes. Announcement.
Attention, we have an announcement. Attention, we have an announcement. What was that? Yes, Mom. Yeah, okay. Mom, I'm doing a thing.
I love it. Mom, I'm doing a thing. Someone commented that looked like when you sneezed, you dabbed.
Yeah,
you did. I mean, that was a straight dab, right? Like
that's what I do. I do all the hip kid things these days. I don't think dabbing is actually hip anymore. It's probably gone like being
I
on
don't
fleek
think so. But
that.
You know what? Spinners weren't hip until Travis brought them back. So I mean, come on.
They weren't, and then they weren't again, and then they were again, and they weren't, and now we're like the third round. And Travis is like he disrupted spinners. He's like the king of TikTok.
Yeah.
Have you seen like it seems like he's just dropping something new every day practically.
Yeah, I love watching his. I mean, he comes up with the coolest stuff for those spinners, and I absolutely love it. Matt, how are you? I see you there. Thangs is in the house as well. Shane, how you doing? And everybody else in the chat. We really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us every week. But we have some announcements. Number one, don't forget we have a new mailing address. And we're going to start doing a mail episode. And
you guys remember mail? Put stuff in a package and send it to Jim.
Ship it. And we're going to make a sweet bumper. Well, we're not. Caleb is. And then we'll figure out how to what to call that, because I don't think that's a good idea.
No, probably not. We'll come up with a clever title. We do that. But that's exciting. So now you guys can send us stuff, because I know you've been dying to send us stuff. Right.
And I'll get that. I'll grab that and I'll put it in the link, or I'll actually link the address in the chat too. What else? What do we got next? A podcast. We started the podcast, right?
Yeah, I'm still waiting on the official Apple Podcast approval, but it's up, and we're slowly, putting the back catalog on there, and we're working on being better about thinking of our audio only audience, because we've had a number of you guys out there say, you know what, the timing for HotMakes, I'm still at work. People here on Pacific time are still at work often, and it's not very easy to discreetly watch YouTube, but a lot of people would love to listen along and know to check back on the show notes and see what we're talking about later. So we know we tend to be very visual, or we're explaining visuals, but we'll try to be better about thinking of the audio only audience. So be patient with us, give us gentle reminders, and let us know if you've listened to the podcast, what you guys think and what we can do to make it better.
Yeah, I agree. And Gary Schultznet, he said Maker Mail. I like Maker Mail's not bad. I like that.
Maker Mail is pretty good.
Mail Monday.
We're gonna crowdsource workshop the title.
Maybe, yeah. Hot Mail. Yeah, someone asked. That's what I'm saying, Mike. I believe I think that's auto drop, Mike. But he said Hot Mail. We have Mail Monday. So I'm gonna pay a little more attention to the chat today, because the whole reason why we started this show in the beginning, right, is to interact with you guys. So lately we've been diving so much into everything. We've been talking to the chat, but I'm going to do extra special today. What else we got here? We talked about the podcast. Tonight, Sven from Clockspring is with us.
So excited to have Sven back. I mean, he's always a delight to talk to and hear what the latest is for him. So stay tuned for that shortly.
Well, and if you haven't seen any of the teasers all day, tell you what, you could have one of these. All right.
I've got one too, and it's blurred out.
Yeah. But we have an exclusive for you guys tonight.
Woo, exclusive. We need an exclusive, like something crazy has to happen when we say exclusive, because you saw it here first. The air horn, it needs to be better than the air horn. We need lights and sounds.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna retire my DJ stuff. I'm gonna set it all up in here, and then hit a button. It'll be.
I want the fog machine, dude. I told you I want a button that triggers your fog machine.
I did that once, and I hit it for 2 seconds, and you couldn't see me, and then all my fire alarms went off because they're all connected from here into my house.
That's the kind of fire I'm looking for.
Yeah. Also next week, Devin from Make Anything. 2 weeks, we got Joel telling 3D printing nerd with us.
Huge.
Huge. We've had an amazing run of guests, but I don't want to wait anymore. Sven is in the middle of a storms. He's got some power going around and flashing, and he's with us. I want to get in there before we lose him to some power outages. But ladies and gentlemen, Sven from Clockspring, how are you? Oh, look at that. We lost him.
There he is.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Hope
Hey.
you can hear me over the rain here. I don't know how loud noise cancellation deals with it, but it's loud. But hi. How guys?
We got you. We got you now. Yeah, you guys have been experiencing some epic storms there. I've been reading.
There's a lot of water out there. Yeah, it's definitely stay-at-home kind of weather.
Well, good.
I love it. I love
and hopefully,
it. Well,
you guys keep freezing for me. Hopefully, it's not so bad from my end.
You're catching up. You're catching up. It's a little laggy, but I think we'll be okay once we get going.
We'll be okay. I was just
I'm
going to
just
say,
thankful I've got power at all.
if you look outside, is it just benchies floating? Like,
I gotta imagine outside Sven's house, there's got to be all kinds of things floating around, right? I mean,
right?
heaven forbid the water get into his place.
Yeah. He actually already designed a water wheel, and it's just going out back.
There you go.
Yes, yeah.
I was just reorganizing my printer room and was pulling out all these boxes of old prints because I can't bring myself to throw these things away. And I hate to think what would happen if we had a flood. There'd just be like vases floating down the street.
That'd be amazing.
Well, Sven, it hasn't been very long since you were on last. I mean, welcome back. Tell everybody what you've been up to. First of all, you got to give everybody the teaser. We've got new people on the show that don't know who you are. Give us the quick and dirty. Who are you? What do you do?
I'm someone who sees 3D printing as a creative tool. That's me first and foremost. I'm also someone who finds it difficult to take things very seriously, which is probably going to lead into the thing that we're talking about today. So where you made a request, a challenge even, to me, and we'll see how seriously I took that. But
Yes.
sorry, over to you guys.
Oh,
And
no.
You
This has been
responded,
awesome.
my friend, in flying colors. I mean, Jim had a great nugget of an idea, and you just took the ball and ran with it.
Well, I hope so. Like I said,
tell you-
it's sorry, I've got huge lag here. I don't know how it is for you guys, but yeah, I mean, the great thing about 3D printing is just we can do all this stuff that you just would not dream of doing otherwise, and silliness does tend to ensue.
Well, and the good thing that with us, our own personal Sven, is we can do everything we can't dream otherwise. So I mean, that's,
Our own personal.
yeah. So a little backstory for you guys watching. We had Sven on maybe 2 months ago. I think right around there. I can't remember. It's something like that. Maybe
I think
3.
it took me longer than that.
Time is just flying, man.
Recently.
It
That's
wasn't
right.
that long ago, but yeah.
It wasn't.
And you know, afterwards, after talking and getting to know Sven a little bit, I posed a challenge, and it was more like, "Hey, I have this idea. I think you could take it and run with it. Do anything you want, but let's do something." My own personal Sven. Let's do something that cross pollinates Clockspring and HotMakes, but in Sven style, huh?
And not only that, but it's something that is useful. You brought up Benchy earlier.
Yep.
Benchy is one of the most ubiquitous 3D printed models out there
Right.
as a benchmarking tool.
Right.
And I love that you kind of threw down an idea of like, hey, how can we combine something that's fun and practical at the same time?
I think that's how and maybe you could answer. I think that's how I hooked Sven, because I said his brain works like mechanically, and I said something that is like a benchy, so we could test, that has something mechanical in it, that has movable parts, that has something like an all-in-one encompassing torture test. And then Sven's like,
"Is a good word."
yeah, torture. That's how you felt the last couple months. No, but how did you feel when I know our back and forth, but tell the audience, like, when I first brought this to you, what were you thinking?
Well, I mean, the idea was to have something that you could just, print, go, hey, look, here's the printer, let's throw this on, see how it goes, whatever. And I think initially when we had that first conversation, it was kind of like a cube, but maybe the cube can have moving bits or something. And, there's this sense of, something that would be relatively, repeatable and so on. And I took that and thought, how can I make this sillier? And that's where we are. I'm not doing any reveals of what might be sitting over here. I assume that you also have stuff sitting just out of shot.
We sure do.
But yeah,
you know what's funny?
This thing actually harks back to my childhood, where my parents had something that resembled this that must have been ancient even in their day. So there was a kind of a nostalgia trip in there for me as well.
Let's see your guesses in the chat, guys. What do you think it is? You're getting clues now. Nostalgia.
You haven't given a lot of clues here.
We got hot springs, a hot bench, a pooch table. If anybody was observant enough to go back the last 8 or more weeks since you sent me the first prototype, I have had them in my shot back here the whole time.
Oh, they would have to be like really scrutinizing, right?
Yeah. I mean, last week it was on this printer here. There was 2 of them sitting there. They were over here one week. They were over here another. And what's funny is a pooch banana. I see what you're trying to do there. But so I've been leaving them back there just as, seeing if anyone noticed. And what's funny is there's so much crap back here. No one will probably ever notice it.
Well, I was about to say there's so much going on back there that it's really hard to see what's going on there at all. There's a vase, I can see that.
It's like a Where's Waldo of 3D printing in the background behind Jim. You never know what you're going to find back there.
That could be an entrepreneurial opportunity for you. Just Where's Waldo 3D prints. Can you find the benchy?
When I dress in red and white stripes and I put a Santa's hat on,
he looks like Waldo.
I'm pretty much Waldo. So
it's the glasses.
Magic 8-Ball, not enough pixels. That's right. Game Boy. Pooch himself. Yes, we made Pooch.
That would be something. It's a robotic.
I love it. Well, we're not going to keep you guessing too long.
I think Sven needs to do the honor of the reveal, and then he can kind of give some background. So go ahead. Without further ado, we'll have Sven reveal what it is and what we're calling it. What is it? Focus.
It's a toaster.
Yes.
It's a pop-up toaster. But there's more to it than that, because it actually prints. There's always more. It actually prints. I don't know how well this is going to show on my webcam here. Like that. So that way down, and these sides fold in. And that's what my parents' toaster was like. It didn't pop up. You had to take the bread out and flip it over. I don't know where they got that. So these sides pop up, but of course there needs to be something there to retain these sides. And I'm doing this in mirror image on my webcam. I'm not quite the pro that you guys are. And so there's a latch there that holds it closed. But the main thing is that there's this whole mechanism underneath and inside there that you can kind of see through this thing that controls the bread sliding up and down, and there's various pivots and slides and things in there, all of which need to print well if it's going to work. So there's also some kind of gauge things in there for seeing at what sort of tolerance things will move, and there's some angle stuff in there as well. But the main thing is it's a toaster, and I've got a nice yellow one, I've got a glittery black one, and I got out my 1 mil nozzle and I made a giant blue one as well.
Yes,
that's the Texas toaster we call that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So the whole idea is I'm going to bring in this. So this is one that I did here. And Prusa was a Galaxy Black. I think that's what it's called.
That looks like Galaxy. Yeah, Galaxy Black. Yeah, that's nice.
And like Sven was just talking. This is the Clockspring HotMakes Torture Toaster. This is a print in place toaster. And you can see across here you have your tolerances. So when you're done, you can see which one's actually open, and don't break them because I've broken several. There you go.
It's branded Look at that. Look at that. Official exclusive. You guys, tell me Sven didn't. I mean, how fun. This is seriously a fun print. It is a great test. Yeah. Obviously, Sven really outdid himself. It's obviously got the Clockspring flare, so you've seen that. And I don't know about you guys, but I haven't seen anything like it. I don't know of another toaster out there. Look at that.
So like Pooch said, we got
thing about 3D printing. I mean, where would you possibly do something like this otherwise? It's just, I mean, yes, it caused me great headaches to actually create, but that's the whole point, right? you can explore these things, and it's just, I mean, I've been 3D printing for years, and it still just seems like magic. It's just such an awesome opportunity to just create and explore things.
Well, and if you put so much detail in this, like this side right here that we're looking at, right? You have all your circles, you have your hexagonal shape. You
need hexagons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta have that. You have your overhangs, right?
Overhang test.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's see. Then of course in here,
that's some good overhang work.
You have 0.5 all the way to 0.1 to check your gaps. Make sure your first layer's dialed in because these will fuse.
Yeah, I tell you, the one thing that gets me more than anything else, and I think I've got it on this one here, is the adhesion on that first layer. You can probably not see on this, but these ones over here have come off the bed, and so it's a disaster.
Yes.
Which also tends to mess up. Yeah.
Yep. I've had a couple of those where it's just these little pieces. And if they don't print and they come off the bed, that whole inside is done.
It's exactly the sort of thing that I would completely avoid in a regular print. If it wasn't for that word torture, they would absolutely not be there. But and so you watch it and you watch those first few layers and you think, yes, it's gonna print. Oh no, and then something.
And it prints just like we're looking at it right here. It prints open like this. Everything prints in place. And then when it's done, you have your stringing test up here too. And this is not cleaned up. This is sitting in front of me right here. I just pulled it off. There you go. I love it. And this checks, you got your string in, because I've had a couple. I'm trying to see which one is it. But a couple that totally went so stringy on the inside that let's see if I can get it to. Can you see all the stringing?
Oh yeah, you got some stringy toast there.
Yeah. But what's awesome is
a stringy toast joke.
Oops! See, I just popped that one off. Probably because I was trying to get it loose from the bottom. Don't do that. But you can check your gauges here and see which ones move. These actually move.
I mean, you guys are really, really gonna love this print. Like I said, Sven outdid himself with this one. It is a Clockspring classic, and I can see this, being a next de facto torture test. It's a fun print that you'd be happy to have once you get it dialed in. It's great to have it sit on your desk, and you can show off all the benefits of 3D printing with it because you would not be able to make this using any other technology.
That is true, and I'd like to point out literally the one you're looking at on the screen, bone stock Ender 3 Max with the stock Prusa Slicer Ender 3 V2 profile that I changed the bed size on. I did not change anything else. It's just clean, leveled in print. And so it is very possible on any machine, really, because I haven't done this on the Prusa Mini yet, mostly because it's at work and I don't want to run a print overnight. This torture test, it takes 15 hours-ish. I mean, I think right around there at 0.2.
Something like that.
And so, it takes a while to do. And I didn't want to do that overnight when I'm not there at work. But as you can see, it comes out amazing. Again, like Pooch said, Sven knocked this out of the ballpark. And I think that, going forward, one of the coolest sounds you'll hear is this.
Coolest.
Everybody's going to know that sound.
I love it.
So, of course, the number one question we're going to get is, when can I get it? Where can I get it? All that stuff. And we haven't even really discussed those details. Obviously, we don't want to step on your toes, Sven, as the creator. What are your thoughts for getting this in people's hands?
We can available via a link after this. It's not up at the moment, but that in the age of modern technology does not take long. So ready to go, and let's use your photos because they're really good.
Sounds good.
But yeah,
So we'll work with them and we'll get a link out to you guys.
Yep. Are we
3D design thinking? Just do lots of design. That's the best approach to that. Just do things, even when you have no ideas.
And you have to be an evil mastermind.
You do need to be evil. Yeah, that is a
Evil
prerequisite. But I think that's evident. Everyone knows that.
So I know we had a bunch of comments, and I was showing the thing. I didn't see it. What do you guys think? What do you think of the torture toaster? You can do it in any color. You can do it in brown.
Do big ones, do small ones. I want to see little mini toasters. Who's going to do a resin toaster?
Oh, I haven't tried a mini one.
Ooh.
A mini toaster would be, because that's when you really know, right? When you start bringing it down smaller, that's how you know you get your tolerances really down, right? So
for the record, all those tolerances internally are 0.5 mil. So apart from obviously the gauge bit on the side, 0.5 everywhere. So scale accordingly and see how close you dare go to everything being fused together.
And somebody, Soviet and Scotsman, had a super good question. How much is a torture toaster going to be? And today only you can get it for $19.90. No, I'm just joking. It is
it's free.
It is
free
100% free. Free, courtesy of Clockspring and HotMakes. And just remember, when you take your pictures, I have such an early prototype, we didn't have any display on the back there. Just remember, when you take your pictures, don't forget to get in there, like away from.
You gotta tag it. You gotta tag it.
Gotta tag
toaster. Hashtag torture toaster. Clockspring. HotMakes.
I was going to show this one with much larger logos, but it's also printed with an enormous nozzle and enormous layer lines. So that.
That's okay. That's awesome.
Beautiful.
So, can we drop this on Thangs? What do you think?
We can put it everywhere. There's no objection for me anyway.
Well, I mean, Thangs is with us and they're sponsoring, so I mean, we might as well put it on Thangs. I think they search by geometric shape, so we could just put toaster.
There you go.
Because that's trending in 3D print searches.
Yeah. Well, it is now.
Everyone's up there.
I think my next print, I might even try to do a time lapse of it. I'm going to try to see how big I can do it on the Ender 3 Max, like max size.
Max. Yeah, the biggest. We're going to have a contest. We'll see who is the biggest, who does the smallest.
Yes.
I'm really interested to see how small you can go. I mean, big, you just keep scaling it up, but small and be functional. That will be the trick. Ooh, especially if you do it in resin, because you've got all sorts of extra problems there trying to do articulation in resin.
Let's see.
I want to make it big enough, Sven, so it can be like I can put it in my backyard and make it into a diving board. So I jump off here and then I bounce off of that into the pool, right?
Well,
it's a little practical.
You have a habit of standing on stuff now, like your print mill.
That's the only way to test something is you got to stand on it to see if it can really take the weight.
So Steven,
and when you hear that crunching sound, you know the answer is no.
Steven says he can make the biggest. And Lightspeed, Steven the Lightspeed. He's a huge.
Oh, yes.
I mean, he prints pretty much everything you got, and he's a big reason why I found you and joined your Patreon and Pooch. First Patreon for Pooch too.
Sure was.
And if you guys have not seen Clockspring, Sven's Patreon, you need to do that. It's 500% worth the subscription. There's a link in the description below. It's not an affiliate link. I don't get anything out of this other than the satisfaction that he keeps making models that I can print. And the fact that, yes.
Oh man, the chat is going bonkers.
That's the inside of this.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen that a few times. They just no. Yeah,
yes.
That's how it goes.
That little globule, yeah.
That little blob causes, which one is it? That little blob causes one toast.
Yeah.
I've got a pile.
Yeah.
I've got a pile here.
Yeah.
The little blobby parts. Yeah. It wasn't bad. I ran mine on the Prusa and it handled it pretty well, but I just had a first layer adhesion issue, so
That's that.
But yeah,
torture is that first layer.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, you really knocked this out of the park. When we were chatting in the beginning, like you said, I was like a cube. It's like will rotate on the corner, and then you're like, I was thinking a toaster, and then I was like, okay, I can see that.
Don't
And then
even
you, like,
remember what the other ideas were because the
I don't
toaster
know.
just blew
There were
everything
no
else
other
away.
ideas.
Like once
This was the
toaster was an idea, yeah,
All of a
it's like
sudden-
there can be nothing else.
They're
all
really
of a sudden,
good.
I get a chat, and you said it's been a little while, but check out this render. I think I'm getting somewhere, and I was just like, holy moly. So Thangs just said they're going to kick in a $50 Amazon gift card, a second one for the biggest print for a torture toaster. And as long as you tag Thangs in social media, we'll find it. So let's do this.
Wait a minute.
After the stream tonight, and tonight and into tomorrow, we'll get it distributed everywhere. And then we'll post on social medias that we got it everywhere.
We'll get the
You guys
plan.
can grab the files for free and start printing this week. And by next week, let's see how many in the wild we can get. Don't forget hashtag HotMakes, hashtag Clockspring 3D. Don't forget Clockspring 3D in there. And then Torture Toaster, of course, and things. We'll lay it all out there. But next week, let's see who can print the biggest one by next week.
So she
And
said
we'll
that they'll do a second. So
Yeah.
was there a thing for the smallest too? Because we were talking about how hard the smallest is, or are we just doing biggest? I didn't
see.
So I don't know.
Let's see.
No, they didn't mention the smallest.
Oh, well,
Okay.
maybe sweeten the pot. Smallest and biggest.
Here's what we'll do. Our stream will pitch in. Our stream, HotMakes, will do one. We'll do a $50 Amazon gift card for the smallest. We'll do the regular gift card and then the largest one. So next week we'll have 3.
Oh man, I'm seeing all kinds of great suggestions.
excited.
People are like, I want to see it on a concrete printer. I want to see the multi-material, the multi-tool.
Yes.
People are going toast crazy,
Oh.
Sven.
I haven't.
Can you imagine
tried
people
to
trying to put
slice
their body weight on the concrete printer version just to try to get it to move?
I mean,
I
that's
have not-
what you need. The counterweight for the toast.
I haven't tried to slice it yet, but I wonder if it would work on the print mill.
That's a good
Ooh.
question. I'll give that a go, or you can give it a go too. We'll have to
Let's do
see.
it.
And then we could just spit out endless toasters, just a line of
You should set it on its side or something, and then just print a normal sized toaster, but with like 12-foot long toast.
just extra long toast. You like this way with the toast.
Oh yeah,
love it.
someone says we need the banana for scale. We did forget the banana for scale. I apologize. I know Tom's watching. 3D Print Llama made an awesome banana for scale. Someone else says, does it have to be functional? Yes, it has to be functional.
Yeah, it doesn't do us any good if you just print a giant mess.
Yeah. I mean, so for scale, I mean, this is in my hand. This is regular 100%. And then if Sven shows you his, I think that was how big was your big one there?
This one here. Oh, see, I was limited by the fact that
That's so awesome.
when it's printed, obviously you've got a reasonably wide print as well as long, so
Right.
it's kind of almost square. So
Oh,
even
right.
if you've got I've got a 210 by 297 A4 size printer, and the limit was the width. So it's probably only at about 150%, maybe 160.
150. All right. So currently,
It's
Sven
not-
is the
it's not
record
huge.
holder for the
I'm
largest print.
sure. Briefly, I held the record. I'm really curious to see how big people can go.
I'm
So-
really excited to see what you guys come up with. This would be good.
I am equally. I mean, I've been waiting. We've been talking about this for a long time, and ever since we saw the first one, we've been going, doing the prototypes, and I was just like, I can't wait to release this. When should we release this? And I was like, we need to do it on the 1-year anniversary. That would be perfect. Just so everybody knows, Nightbot has been tossing that link out, and I just realized right now it wasn't the right link for the giveaway. It is now, but I'm going to drop that in the chat right now. So if you have not signed up for the 3D printer or the $50 gift card, the right link is in the chat now.
That's right. So at the end of the stream, guys, for anybody that joined us late, we're going to be not only giving away our normal $50 gift card thanks to thangs.com, but also an Ender 3 V2 courtesy of our friends
Lux and Watts. Yeah.
Say that again.
It's Luxon Watts. LUXNWATTS.
I didn't want to butcher it. Luxon Watts.
You can find them on Amazon. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
anyway, the anniversary.
I got to ask, because you're hanging out.
Happy anniversary, you guys.
What was
Thank
that?
you.
Has
Thank
anyone,
you, Sven.
has anyone actually said that yet?
Not on stream to us officially, but thank you.
Officially, but the chat has. But thank you. We appreciate that.
1 year.
And we would not rather have anybody.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
the mastermind behind the torture toaster is with us. That's all we need to know.
And about a bajillion other amazing 3D prints.
What led to this is a plethora, a huge Dropbox full of prints that you guys need to check out, but you only can do that through his Patreon. So do it. I promise it's worth every penny. But I have to ask. We have like a few HotMakes. Are you going to stick around for HotMakes tonight if you can?
I can, assuming the power stays on.
Sure. Perfect. Before we do that, though, looking at the torture toaster now, is there anything you would have changed?
See, it changed a lot along the way. So, all the things that I would have changed, I already did. So
nice.
I think the only thing that if I was doing it again, I would probably come up with a completely different but equally ridiculous concept. Something that combines silliness with something that's just so mundane as a toaster. But I think that's one thing that would be consistent if I did it again. It would be something that would be equally as just plain old ridiculous as a concept, because that's the best thing, right? Taking silly concepts really seriously. So, absolutely. Which is kind of describes most of what I do.
Well, and there's so much. I mean, so much technically that has to happen for this to work inside. I love. Yeah.
Test printing a torture test is its own special kind of fun.
I got to tell you, I was impressed because the file I got said V24, so there were obviously 23 other iterations prior to this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I hope it wasn't ever frustrating to you. I mean, obviously what you do is a labor of love, and being an artist that you are, I'm sure that you aspire to, get things as close to as perfect before you're ready to release them as possible.
Well, that's the thing, there's no reason why you can't just keep going until you're happy. I mean, it can be hard to draw a line and things sometimes, but when there's just one little thing you look at and you think, that's not right. There's something there that's catching, or there's the tolerance there needs to be a little bit different, or that's too loose, or that's too tight. There's no reason not to change it other than that feeling occasionally like it's never going to end. But those ones are the ones that are really satisfying to finally finish. So I would describe that as, describe this one as very much in that category where, yes, it's a bit of a grim death march at some points along the way. But when you finally get there, it's just like, I can't believe I'm at the other end. So that's why we do these things.
And some of the conversation we had along the way was one of the things that stands out to me is that you were like, I have to remember this is a torture test. It's not meant to print perfect every time, because a lot of your prints are made so you can drop this on like any of your bases are meant to drop it on, and they hopefully print perfect every time. Where in this case, it's a torture test, and the idea is you put out as close to a perfect model as you can, and then hopefully people can print it.
Well, I spend all my time, I mean, I have various printers that are set up with default settings and default slicing that I test print on, and I try to anticipate problems and design around them. And it's really hard not to do that. It just becomes second nature, and you forget that the reason why you tend to design things a certain way is because you're mitigating some risk with things catching here or whatever. And no, make it work less well. So it is totally a thing.
I love it. Well, we definitely appreciate it. I mean, I can't thank you enough for putting this out for us, and hopefully there wasn't too many sleepless nights. But if anyone out there is going to print this, and watch the social medias, because all the links are going out soon. If you're going to print this, just don't forget it's on the back. Tag HotMakes, tag Clockspring, and Thangs. Don't forget Thangs, because they said next week we're going to do a $50 gift card for the largest. So I can't wait to see. I mean, Ivan Miranda is dying to print this. No.
He will. I'll bet you he will, man. He's got that big one. I can't wait to see him run it on his giant one. I suspect this is gonna be an instant classic, and we're gonna see these all over the place. It would be great if it achieved the ubiquity that is Benchy.
Well, it's not quite as quick a print as Benchy,
but it's way more useful.
Yeah,
this is a tool. This is a tool, and it's art.
Yes, all the above.
It'll also float in your bathtub.
Well, maybe.
Don't take a toaster in the bathtub, guys.
This is one of the most satisfying.
It really is. I don't know. It's just you just want to play with it, right? It's just like
I would be lying if I said I haven't spent months just doing this.
Yeah. Well, it's not only an awesome Clockspring print. It's a torture test. It's a all-around awesome print and a fidget toy.
It is a fidget toy.
What more could you ask?
What else? It's like the 5-in-1. Thangs just said, let's see, let me go back here. 50 for the largest, 50 for the smallest, and 50 just because we love the stream. Holy crap.
Oh, we love you too, Thangs.
You guys are amazing. Miss Thang must be running that show over there.
We love so
her.
much fun.
And we're going to make sure we get the model up on things there. Just remember, if you see it anywhere else, if it didn't come from Clockspring, or yeah. Is
it going to be knockoffs? Torture toaster?
Torture test
knockoffs? Make sure it's the Clockspring official torture toaster, not some other knockoff.
It says it on the back. Yeah. I mean, when it prints, if it doesn't say Clockspring, it's not official. No.
So Sven, I got a question for you. I think last time we talked, you had mentioned that you really haven't gotten into multi-material. There were a couple people requesting. They were like, "Oh, it'd be so cool if you could have different color toast and stuff like that." Have you? I think you said you have a palette, but you hadn't really used it, maybe, or was it the MMU you had, or am I making this up?
No. I probably mentioned that I have a dual extrusion machine sitting over there. But I did get myself a palette last week, so these things may happen.
All right.
That thing is just fun.
That's exciting.
I love it.
Possibly that to look forward to.
I can't wait to see what you do with that. I mean, I watch your pretty much watch your posts religiously, like every week, and I think the newest thing you posted the new battery storage. You know, the new battery storage with the twist on thing, and I think like 2 weeks ago, I just printed the other one, and I saw that one, and I was like, I got to print this one now. All right, well, there's that. But
there are a whole bunch of variations on that sitting just over there, waiting for me to take photos and post.
It's a thing of beauty.
The first thing everyone said was, "Can we have one that has double A's and triple A's at the same time?"
That's the thing you got to watch out for, right? You release something that's useful to people, and then they're like, "Hey, now can I have this? Now can I have this? Now can I have this?"
Which is great, and I do try to accommodate where possible. There's also 4 versions sitting over there that will print on a Mini as well, a Prusa Mini that will fit in that 180mm space. So that was a very common question. It's like, will this fit on a Mini? How could it fit on a Mini? So there's a compact version, or there will be very soon. But that's the great thing about 3D printing is you can just go, oh, we can change it. Sometimes. Occasionally I'll get requests for things like, can you change this mechanical model so it has completely different dimensions? Like, no.
Won't work.
It won't work.
No, that's like these things are fundamentally connected. There are constraints here.
Yeah,
I love it. Well, I can't wait to see what people do, what filament they use, the smallest, the biggest, even just functional ones. I mean, because as we all probably know, it takes a few tries sometimes if you don't have everything dialed in. That's what the torture part is. So that's cool. Someone just said, I just did the strawberry. That was awesome print. I know for a long time. I know for a long time. Oh, I just had a light pop on. A bunch of us were doing these.
That vase.
And this is officially my new favorite vase ever.
It's so hypnotic. Yeah. Especially in that silk filament.
Yeah.
What filament is that? That's lovely.
You know, this is actually an Arion silk blue. So it just, I would say cheap, but cheap silk Arion filament. And it, you know, it really shines, and everything came out really nice. I've done maybe like 6 of these now. So,
when my house floods, there's going to be about 24 earlier versions of that floating down the street.
Look at this. Fotis is with us. Fotis Mint, another amazing contributor, and he's up late, right? Because I mean, he just had a baby girl.
wow.
And
He doesn't sleep. He's always
oh
up
my
late.
goodness.
And then he hassles me for being up late.
Well, he's like you. He's just a machine. He's just constantly
He
producing amazing stuff for the community.
He is a wizard.
Well, welcome, Fotis. While we're here, we got maybe like 6 hot makes. Let's jump into those. Ladies and gentlemen, how about some hot makes? Let's do it.
All right.
Just thought of something. I wonder what Geary thinks of the torture toaster. It's kind of his cousin.
Yeah. What do you think, Gary?
I think when you were showing the failed prints earlier of the geared portions, I think that was a little bit too much gore for this family-friendly show.
Hey-o.
Hey-o.
Sven, I don't know if you met our AI, Gary. I don't know if we had him when you were last on, but we
You didn't.
enhanced it.
I was in the prototype
But
stages.
how can I not love a cog with googly eyes?
He's
Clippy's cousin. He's actually related to old Microsoft Outlook Clippy.
And
looks
he's
like
in
you're designing
also
a
in
3D
version
print.
26.
Yeah. Geary version 26.
You never
He's
know.
getting,
Someday
he's
he
getting
might take over the
snarkier as
world.
he ages.
All right. Well, what we're looking at now is Carl over at NAC 3D Designs. I have to say thank you so much to Carl. He hooked me up with some awesome help and got my my print mill printing. And now we can do sweet swords and way better cool stuff. But this is one of the first things that I finally got printed. This is the Crowley one. And I actually printed the White Knight sword, which I can't reach. It's right out of my reach right here. But thank you so much, Carl. But when Joel does that like shoulder hold right on his boxes, especially everyone was doing it with a 3D print mill. So Carl steps it up, and he says he sees your shoulder hold and raises you a full Jedi levitation. And this is not a small box. That's a Sidewinder X1 that he's levitating right there.
You know what was funny? My favorite comment on this was Tom Sedlander had commented. He's like, I've been staring at this thing way too long, just trying to figure out exactly how you did it. Because I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, there's obviously like a 3D rendering happening, but there's some actual you see reflection off the tape, and there's a shadow on Carl's head. So he spent a little time with this.
No one. Did you see this? This is awesome. So nobody disclosed the magic behind, because that's the fun part. But Carl, nice work. I love that GIF. I think everybody needs to take this and then like remove the box and just levitate stuff. Let's spread that around.
Oh, just use Carl and levitate his hand. Sure, yeah, sure. Just
no
put a green
3D.
screen to him.
Oh, he says no 3D render.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's straight up invisible string.
Yeah, you think so?
All right, what do we got next? I know we're short-ish on time. We have giveaways to do too. Chris Travis printed the Spaghetti Detective by Wexter and printed solid Jesse Marble.
Sven, are you familiar with the Spaghetti Detective? Have you seen this software?
I have no idea what what you're talking about.
Yeah, so this is actually so the Spaghetti Detective is actually, I believe it's is it a plugin for Octoprint?
Yep.
It's a plugin for Octoprint that when your printer messes up and you get the spaghetti sometime, like the camera will detect that you've got a failed print and it will pause your print for you. So instead of keeping making that mess or potentially, globbing up the hot end or any of that stuff. So, and then this is their mascot now, the Spaghetti Detective, who I think looks conspicuously like Carmen Sandiego.
Where
Maybe
in the
smaller.
world is Carmen Sandiego? Oh, anyway.
But I like it. It's a good model.
Yeah.
And I love marble filament. I don't know, Sven. Have you ever printed with marble filament before?
Oh, I love that. I wish there were more, shades and options for marble. I love the way the speckles hide the lines.
Agreed.
So, big fan of marble filament, but there isn't enough out there.
Agreed. More marble, everybody. You hear that, filament makers?
I'm thinking there better be a marble torture toaster coming soon.
On a nice marble countertop.
A marble, yeah. Put it on your marble countertop next to a jar of marbles.
In a marble quarry.
Yeah. All right, what do we got next? Lyle Moses. He teased this the other day. He got a monster box showed up, and there was a whole bunch of really funny and
4
good
foot long
theories on what this was. And one of them was naturally it had to be a skull and horns, right?
That's what it sure seems like it's like a bull horns or something, right?
Right. Well, if you haven't seen this, that's not what it was. It was actually a
Haribo?
Look at that.
It was a gator?
It's the gator off the CR30, I think.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
And painted.
Now,
Sven, do you have a CR30, Sven?
Ask me in about 2 weeks.
You're familiar. Oh, it's got one on the way. Look at that. Oh, you got to rub its belly. They like it when you do that. Yeah.
I mean, everybody needs a full-size gator. I'm not sure if this was printed on the CR30. I'll have to go look, but
that doesn't look like a print even. I wouldn't have guessed. I mean, I know there was that gator print going around, but that doesn't, it's too wide to be off the CR30 unless it's in pieces glued. I didn't hear the details on it, but that's a great gift. I'm sure Loyal is super happy to have it.
I know there was in the comments, if you go check this out, Builder's Mark, I believe, is who sent it.
Yeah, he's the one that sent it, right?
And someone tagged it HotMakes, and he said, he would be happy to be on HotMakes. Well, of course that's a HotMake. I mean, come on.
Absolutely.
It's a giant alligator.
Sven's unimpressed. They see him they see Crocs all the time. Yeah.
There's probably some outside in my flooded street. So
in the flooded, and that's normal in Australia, I'm sure, right?
Totally, every day. It's just
you just got to step over on the way to the sub, not the subway. What are the trolley?
Gator tots. Ooh.
Gator tots, delicious.
All right, what do we got
hoping
next?
The lag that my drum thing actually matched up with your sound, because that would be cool.
That was all Geary.
We meant to do that. That's our AI at work.
Yeah. Real time. Speaking of Steven of Lightspeed, I know he said he's going to print the biggest torture toaster. We're holding you to that, Steven. But I had to bring this up because you're going to be on the show for one and for two, because everybody was printing these vases, and I just showed mine a little bit ago. This one was done at 0.6 layers on a 1 millimeter nozzle.
The thing that I love about this is that I saw this one and I could tell immediately on 1 mil nozzle because of the way that the top bit pinches in like that, because I printed one on 1 mil myself, because everyone knows that 1 mil nozzle vase mode prints are the best prints. So look at that. That is so cool.
Love those thick ropey layers, my friend. Those are awesome.
Yeah,
that is fantastic.
So
how do you even visualize? I gotta ask, how do you visualize, like when you were going for this, you're like, you know what? There needs to be something inset, and that texture that you inlaid there with, it's almost perfect for 3D printing, right? Because it harkens to, the extrusion lines, but it's just so visually appealing.
Yeah, believe it or not, that one is actually completely generated in code. That's in OpenSCAD, so it's all just maths. It's all just geometry. And it's just, modified sine waves and things. And yeah, that was another one that was developed over time. Initially, did you see one I did recently? It was a vase where it had kind of an inner thing that had some lines and an outer line sort of went against them. Yeah, it came from that and trying to emulate that in vase mode. But vase mode, you really have some limitations around, like you have to avoid pockets and things. And the moment you have things overlapping, it's really easy to get little pockets. And so it was an evolution of trying to avoid those problems, which ended up with these sort of big outer lines and these big inner lines that became smaller inner lines, which became inner lines that didn't curve in anymore because that formed pockets. And eventually it ended up like that.
I love it. And then what's funny is I did a little short one, and I use it as a bowl at work. You know, it's just the base like this tall, right? And then you came out with a bowl, so.
Well, that actually started off as a bowl. That vase originally was only, so I had a similar sort of rim on the top, and it was kind of about a third of the way up, and that was what it was. But I decided that I wanted it to pinch in like that because that always looks cool.
See, Sven's models are like the weather. If you don't like it, you just wait 30 minutes and it'll change. You'll get another one.
And you never know what you're gonna get. You know.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
it could be a toaster.
I mean, you are like literally. I mean, you're called Clockspring. I was gonna say you're like clockwork with your release schedule. It seems you're just like. Do you have a pace that you try to stick to? Do you are you trying to do once a week? Or it's just whatever?
There was the question recently. You know, how has 3D printing changed your life? And my response to that was, I used to sleep. So I constantly. I mean, I have a pipeline of things. So I've always got stuff that's in the ideas phase. I've got stuff test printing, although not at the moment because we're doing this, so I had to pause everything. But the moment we stop, things will start up again. And I've got stuff sitting over there that needs to be photographed and write-ups. And that's the biggest issue, is that I want to spend all my time designing, but I have to actually release things as well, which does take time and effort. So I try to just make sure that I allocate time for each part of the process and keep things rolling along. So
sure.
But there's always just stuff on the way.
Phenomenal.
Awesome.
All right, what we got next? Geeky Toy Love. Wife. You love that ship so much. How come you haven't made a large one for yourself? Me. That's a good point. So there's
challenge accepted.
Yeah. Challenge accepted. And then here's some pictures of it as we go.
Look at the painting detail. Oh man, some people, man, just
wow.
Geek Toys Love. I don't know if we'd seen stuff from Geek Toy Love before, but I'm in awe of what I'm seeing here, man. This is some really high-end stuff.
Some good ships here too.
Yeah, good ship.
Yeah, some good ship. Yeah.
Where were we on that one, Gary?
Crap.
There you go.
That's amazing, man. Look at his little curio cases back there. This is something. We gotta give this guy a follow if you're not already, Jim. We gotta keep an eye on him.
Yeah, for
Look
sure.
at that. Joel OMG is right.
Here we go. Followed it up. All right, and last but not least, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that's the best thing about this show. It's like every week we discover new people from all over the world that are just doing epic stuff.
I 100% agree. And then the last year we've seen so much that it never ceases to amaze me. And every week we're getting more and more and more tags, which is awesome. It's just getting harder to boil them down into a 1 hour show.
Absolutely. And we're already running long. Stay tuned for the giveaway. Last call for signing up. Get on the form. It's been going in the chat. Get on the form and get in for the $50 giveaway for Amazon gift card from Things and Jim
and the 3D printer Ender 3 V2, courtesy of Lux and Watts. We're gonna do that in a little, it's just a few minutes away. So I tell you what, let me post that one more time. There you go. There's the link. I see Dave Randolph just joined us. Welcome, Dave. If you haven't seen the Torture Toaster, well, you need to. This is actually this is Neon Brown from there we go. This is Neon Brown from Printed Solid. This is Jesse, right?
Oh, I have their tree brown. I don't have the neon brown.
Yeah, it's neon. And of course, let me just yeah, you're right. That is kind of weird backwards, but look at that.
Yeah. This is going to be the new standard for torture testing.
Yeah. Torture test standard. All right, what do we got? Chris. These are my jellyfish air planters filled with their air plants. This is my first organic. I hope that's.
I love this
digital design, and I'm really happy with it in resin form. I 100% agree. This is awesome. Let's see.
I'm digging that back. I'm not sure. I don't know. I've actually been to Chris's house, and I don't think I saw this back window area, the way that looks like it opens up and on the back patio. That's a cool setup there. Solarium, I don't know what you call it, but look at these air planters. Inverted.
Right. I mean, look at that. I love that.
Just the coolest thing ever.
I want to know more about this. Like I've never really, until I saw this post, I'd never seen this, and I'm like, okay, because at first I thought they were just like lights, and I'm like, wait, no, there's plants like suspended, and
right.
how are they doing it? Obviously, only certain plants are going to do this. What are they holding on to? So
how do you water them? Why do they look like squid? I don't know. I mean,
do you spray them? Do you spray up, or are they like it's just humidity? I mean, they look like they're succulent. They actually look like a bunch of green beans just kind of growing out of a light bulb.
I 100% agree. They're planter octopus. All right. Well, that's and he has a couple different pictures. I love this.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Like things are gonna come after you.
Nice. I love it. Well, that was our hot makes for today, and thank you guys all for submitting them. I know I didn't get a ton in today, but we had the giveaways. And Sven, I mean, what else could be the hottest make other than the torture toaster? I mean, that's the hot make of the day. You can flap it.
I know it's got little wings.
Yeah.
It's like you remember the flying toaster?
Yes.
Animation?
Oh yes.
Like we need the
Everyone
flying
loves
toaster.
toasters.
Old school like screensaver on Macs.
Yeah.
Was the flying toasters.
Yes, I totally forgot about that. Right. I love it. Well, we'll get. Don't worry, everybody. We are going to have links soon. Watch all the social medias. You'll see them pretty soon here. We're going to start getting the torture toaster out to the world. We just wanted to debut it here. We wanted you guys to see it, and we wanted Sven to come on and talk about his masterpiece because, like he says, he doesn't sleep, and this one, kept him awake a little while.
Well, take a bow, good sir. You've outdone yourself yet again. We love it. Everybody's going to love it. We're going to see them everywhere. It's fantastic.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the biggest and the smallest versions of these.
I'm looking forward to someone having, I don't know, a palette or something because you could go in and paint the parts, right?
Yeah, we could see painted ones. I'm looking forward to just the most medium size, just normal.
I got 3.
Reach for the stars.
The widest,
right.
Like a Salvador Dali style one. That's
if
like
you dial in your settings, I'd like to see the fastest too. And it has to be functional when you're done. It has to be fun. Maybe what? We're gonna compile all of these, and then maybe like one of these festivals will do it instead of a 3D printed benchy like fastest one. We're gonna do 3D printed torture test, like the fastest.
The torture toast off.
Yeah, torture toaster. I like it. Torture toast off.
Yeah,
I like that. All right, let me just check how we doing. Last call. This is very, very last call. If you want to get in for the 3D printed
giveaway time,
the Thangs $50 gift card for today. It looks great. Anything else, Sven? I mean, anything else you want to talk about or that we missed?
No, I don't think so. I just am very pleased that you guys like this thing. There was very much an aspect of like, I hope this isn't just completely ridiculous, but it is. But we're all on the same page there anyway. Thank you so much for having me on. And
tell everybody where to find you, how to sign up. Get on Patreon.
Yep, you can find me on Patreon. It's just Clockspring 3D on there. I've got a bunch of stuff on my factory as well. Also Clockspring 3D, might just be Clockspring. Anyway, it's all linked from everywhere else. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as well. Clockspring 3D on both of those, and I'm sure that you will put links out as well.
We sure will.
There's links in the description of this video, and I said it a couple times. I know Fotis said it a little while ago. One of the best values in Patreon is right with us right now. Is a mastermind behind hundreds of prints that you get when you join his Patreon. So check that out.
And also to be clear too, you have a commercial tier, don't you? So if anybody's interested in using the models,
if people want to print and sell things, then yeah, there's absolutely a thing for that too.
Yeah,
which I always think is really cool. People actually like printing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, great gift ideas. So if you guys are looking for ideas for unique gifts for people, there is just a huge catalog. And from day one, the minute you sign up, you have the entire Clockspring back catalog at your disposal.
I do. Look, I look at Patreon in particular as people supporting me, not just people buying models. It's people supporting my ongoing work and me not sleeping and spending all my time designing things instead. So it's much try to make it a very much a win-win kind of situation.
And you said it right. If you are sick of giving the same old toaster to all the weddings you go to, you have something new to give, my friends. Huh?
This would be the best wedding gift ever.
You could engrave some names on here,
So good. So good. All right, I am officially grabbing all of our names right now to do these giveaways. Copy. Let's jump into our wheel.
Here we go.
Let's paste.
Wheel of Fish.
165 people watching right now. So the first thing we're going to do is the $50 Thangs gift card to Amazon. Thank you so much to Thangs for supporting the channel. We really appreciate it. Sounds like soon we're going to have an awesome torture toaster competition for smallest, biggest, all of the above. So here we go. $50 to Amazon.
First winner for the Thangs
there's so
$50
many
gift
names.
card to Amazon is Robel.
Are you?
Make
Are
yourself
you
known, my friend.
Yeah, you gotta be with us. So hopefully you are here. I'll let you guys watch because I don't have my chat open. But
Yeah, we're very big on must be present to win. We don't just want we like to reward our loyal fans who stick with us throughout the entire stream.
Yeah.
Vincent, are you here, buddy? Do we have Vincent? Do we have proof of Vincent? Anybody?
He's a little.
Run! He's running. Vincent is running to the computer right now.
Oh, hey, there we go.
There he is. There he
Hey,
is.
congratulations, Vincent. Nice work. $50 to Amazon. Wherever you are, we'll find you, and we'll get that to you.
Thanks to Thanks 3D for that one.
Now, it is time for the 3D printer. I'm just double checking. Okay, no new entries since I pasted these. So here we go.
And you do the honors. Get your spinning hand up, and then get ready, and then we'll just yank it like Wheel of Fortune style.
Yeah.
Ready?
Ready?
Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel, Sven. There you go. Well done. Well done.
Oh, who we got?
Paul's a winner.
Nice.
Yes. Congratulations.
Paul was just telling me because I've been trying to beg him. I don't know if you are familiar with Paul.
I am.
but
Absolutely.
he's been doing the 3D printed speakers.
Yeah.
And
I've
he's got a
some
new.
parts sitting over there.
Yeah, he's got a new kid as well, and I know it's late for him as well. So I don't know if he actually stayed up for this one or is he with us? He's here. He's here.
All right.
See, staying up has its privileges, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, congratulations. Ender 3 V2, courtesy of Lux and Watts. And thank you so much, Lux and Watts, for tossing that in there. We really appreciate it. For the 1-year anniversary of HotMakes, I mean, I don't know, Pooch. This couldn't have been a better show. We have
great stream, great year. Looking forward to the year to come. I mean, we've just been having so much fun, seeing so much awesome stuff, experienced so much love from you guys. Thank you so much to our sponsor. Thank you to all the donors to the stream. Thank you to our amazing guests, Mr. Sven Clockspring 3D. It's always a pleasure having you, my friend. Don't be a stranger, and we look forward to all the greatness that is, I'm sure, yet to come this year from you.
And I'm sure I'll be back if you'll have me.
You shall be back. You heard it here.
Yeah, and like Pooch said, thank you guys for coming back every week. If you're new here or you're listening on the podcast, all you got to do is hit the Twitters, find anything you like out there. We are diligently working on Instagram as well. They're just not playing very nice with the app that we came out with. But hashtag HotMakes on all of the Twitters, and you'll find us soon, very soon. Links will be out for the torture toaster.
You keep saying that, Jim. You keep saying that, but it's going to happen. I know
it is.
I believe in my bones.
I know Shane is the nicest way to put it is beating his head against the wall because the support over there is not very good. But he's been putting a lot of time into trying to get this to work, and for whatever reason, it's just the permissions thing. It's not letting me pull them. So, anyways, but soon. We're having a torture toaster. Look at all of the social medias. You can find the Edutech, Repcord, Clockspring. Are you going to put this on your Patreon page too, or are you just going to leave it out?
Oh, I'll put it on there for convenience, absolutely. But it'll be freely available.
Oh, I can't wait to see the post. I'll be so proud. I'll be watching. It'll come up, and I'll be like,
"Yay!" Amazing work, guys.
Well, stay with us just for a couple more minutes. I have a couple questions for you after the show, so I can get you the pictures and stuff. Other than that, everybody else, thank you. Congratulations, Paul. Congratulations, Vincent, on winning. Sarah Johnson, thank you so much. You know, all the guests we've had on, Geary in the background, and Pooch for agreeing to this a little over a year ago.
Thank you to you, my co-host, for a year. Happy anniversary to you, my friend.
Here's
need many more.
We need ejector seats so we can toast ourselves out now. All right, everybody. I think, hey, Geary, if you want to play the community catch-up mashup to end, that would be awesome, because that's kind of how we started this whole thing a year ago. So everybody else, thank you, guys. We love you all. We really appreciate everything, and we will see you again next week, where we have
Make Anything, Devin from Make Anything.
There we go, Devin.
Creative Tippy Tree and many other awesome things. Human Bop It. So tune in for that next week. Excited for that.
That's right. All right, guys.
Till then.
Have a great one. Later, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
I suffer from premature congratulations.
There's someone in my house eating my birthday cake with my family.